Now y'all just listen to this.
Against divestment and BWE content creators. Now, in divestment, the main message that we teach is for Black women to get to safety and for Black women to explore their dating options, because Black males have been toe tagging and Ring and Ming us at such high rates that Black women have the highest domestic violence rates and the highest femicide rates. So we tell Black women that they need to get to safety, they need to get the fuck away from Blackistan, and they need to explore their dating options, okay? That is what we say over in BWE and in divestment. So anytime you have white people speaking out against that, I'm going to side-eye you. I'm going to fucking side-eye you, and I'm going to label you a liberal, because only a liberal motherfucker is going to sit up here ignoring government statistics and facts. Okay? A conservative white person is not going to be sitting up in here talking about those divestors are crazy and those divestors are wrong and all that shit, when everything that we say is backed up by data and statistics. Okay? So anyway, Chaz puts this white woman on her channel and titles it "A White Woman Reacts to Cynthia G." And all she does is pretty much just gaslight Cynthia G. She calls her crazy. She calls her delusional. But one of the things that I always notice is that none of these bitches can motherfucking dispute anything that Cynthia fucking G says, okay? You cannot dispute anything that she is saying, because what she is saying is backed up by data and statistics, okay? And Black women are sick and tired of being gaslit too. We're being called crazy and we being called delusional because we don't want to mess with these groups of men who are toe tagging us at such high rates that now Black women have the highest homicide rates of all races of women.
Who are trash.
Okay? And if you as a white woman don't understand that, then I pity you. I pity you, and I don't want shit to do with you. Point blank, period. That's why my white friends are all conservative, because they understand where the fuck I'm coming from, and they understand statistics and studies. They're not going to be sitting up in here going, statistics are racist. Statistics are racist. This is racist. Okay? So this is what this liberal white Becky has to say towards divestors and Cynthia G.
Absurd and delusional and super effed up. This is like the type of thing that would get me into a fist fight, and I'm not really like that. You want to bring that lady to church and help her meet Jesus.
How the fuck are you going to be sitting up in here talking about you need to bring somebody to church and you're threatening to beat up somebody because they don't want to date Black men or don't want to give birth to Black babies? Okay, yeah, that sounds Christian-like.
Okay, so I think we're officially now into the divestor or the divestor adjacent camp. So I'm going to play this for you.
Notice how they always want the white woman validation, or they want white people validation against divestors, okay? This tactic is getting old. Y'all are really showing your hand right now, and it's looking quite pathetic. It's looking like I crave white validation. That's what it's looking. That's what it's giving right now, okay? Because if this woman is not coming with facts and statistics, then I don't want to hear a fucking thing that she has to say. And her having white skin doesn't mean shit to me. I don't worship whiteness. We don't worship whiteness over here. So if you think you're going to put a white woman on here and that's supposed to make us divestors feel a certain way, you're wrong. If you're not coming with fucking facts and statistics to dispute anything that we're saying, then your fucking argument is invalid.
Ooh.
What? And we'll get your feedback. This is from a...
Oh, no.
She doesn't call herself... You're like, what did I just see?
I already feel terrified.
You should feel terrified.
She doesn't call herself a divestor, but she uses all of the divestor talking points. And honestly, divestors sometimes go after her because they're just like, you're stealing all of our work, but you're just not giving us credit. But her talking...
No, that is not why we're annoyed. We're annoyed because our movement has been under attack from women who are trying to steal our talking points. And they got a whole group of young Black girls confused as to what divestment is and what it stands for. We are gatekeepers of our movement. We got black women up here who are using divested talking points, but they're still sleeping with black men and they're calling themselves divested. We had to put a stop to that, okay? We had women up in here who identify as sugar baby, which I call them sugar roaches, trying to infiltrate divestment. We had to put a stop to that. But for the most part, I think Cynthia G does an excellent job of spreading the message that black women need to get the fuck out of Blackistan. So I appreciate her contributions. I don't need a pat on the back from Cynthia G. I don't need no acknowledgement from Cynthia G. I don't need none of that shit. Okay? So no, that is not what it is. Divestors are annoyed when people try to hijack our movement and then try to change it into something that is not.
Pretty much what you would find on a open divestor channel. Yeah, so let me play it just real quick, and then we can go from there.
And on top of that, why are you saying divestors? Divestors are not the ones getting impregnated by black men. So the issue of aborting black babies is more of a BWE issue. It's not a divestment issue. We're not getting pregnant by black men, and we're not having the issues of having to abort black males. That is a BWE issue because they're still sleeping with black males. So don't sit up there and try to link divestment to aborting black males. See, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all think y'all are so slick, and you're not. You are not slick. Okay?
And the only reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male pathology. When you talk about violence, it's associated with the males. When you talk about the women being forced upon, it's the males. When you talk about drugs, it's the males. When you talk about the fatherless children, it's the males. Every single problem that is happening in the black community, you point to the males and then you have the culprit. So for me, I think that not selectively breeding is very irresponsible when you are the only one who has control over who gets to earth. Your womb, it carries the person to earth. So if you're the only one with that power, regardless of whatever he wants, I feel like if black men want black women to give birth to their children, then they need to act like it. They need to go out, they need to clean the community up, they need to stick around, raise their children, stop being violent, stop forcing themselves upon women, stop toe tagging us every 5.5 hours, and then we won't have a problem with having your children. If they were being responsible, this conversation wouldn't be happening right now.
So, okay, so these are some of the...
Oh my gosh.
Why are you sitting up here acting like as if what Cynthia G said was wrong? Okay? Everything that Cynthia G said can be backed up with statistics.
What?
So these are the lovely women who want to integrate.
Why are you sitting up in here looking shocked as if white women don't have no fucking abortions either? Y'all practice selective breeding as well. When you're picking and choosing which men to sleep with, guess what? That is selective breeding. So don't sit up here and act like this is, y'all are some white supremacists and all this shit like that. No, what we're saying is that we're choosing not to sleep with black males and we ain't giving birth to these motherfuckers because they have proven time and time again that they hate our guts and they hate the womb in which they come from. So no, you getting cut off on all fucking degrees. You're getting cut off from my body. You're getting cut off from my mind.
Nothing but facts. This a fresh breath of air finding this video because this proved pro-black pygmies. This is what they do. They seek racists. Other races of women. Racists. Other races of women. They seek racist, white supremacists, white women, validation, acceptance, and approval. These black pygmies, they want to be white so bad. They want to fit in with the whites so bad. It's sad. And I'm only talking about the white people that's racist. I ain't talking about the white people that are not no longer racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about, let me put it like this. I'm not talking about white people who, I'm talking about the ones that are. This is what pro-black pygmies love to do. They love to wish upon a star and keep, hoping and having expectations and living in an illusion that the Tyrones is going to change. And here it is, it's a new year, it's 2024, and they still haven't changed.
You're getting cut off from my soul and you're getting cut off from my womb. What the fuck is hard to understand about this?
Into your community.
That woman wants to marry a white man.
Those are, so they will say, and this is how they get around it.
So what if we want to date or marry white men? Can you dispute what she just said? And the answer is no. And the fact that you're bringing up interracial dating tells me everything that I need to know, that you don't like divestors because you probably view divestors as competition for these brads. That is what it is, okay? Like, why are you sitting up in here caring about who black women choose to sleep with? It's probably because you are a black male identified white woman who is used to being put on a pedestal by black men. So you like the fact that you're deemed as better than black women. But if black women are divesting and black women are choosing not to fuck with black males, then where the fuck does that leave you? Your whole self-esteem and your whole identity comes crashing to the fucking ground when you no longer are a preference. That is what this is about.
Right? Because they'll say either date a white man because they don't.
And she humbled her real quick, as she should have.
Toe tag, which is a euphemism for, well, deletion, things like that, deleting people. Or they'll say, expand your options, marry these other races of men because they're not doing all the things that she just described. So they will openly encourage women to date out because they want them to get away from the barbaric boogeyman that black men are. So then my question to you would be, okay, women who are coming with that energy, do you think that would widely be accepted?
No.
In the white community?
Unless you marry someone who's into eugenics.
Anyone who has a fucking brain in their head and know how to read statistics knows that black women have everything to divest from. Not black males. I find it quite interesting that she, and I'm talking about Ches here, she loves to sit on her channel encouraging black women to stick with black men, but then she's telling black men to go get their passports and go overseas. So
I didn't know that she was the one that was encouraging that. So I just learned something new. Shout out to Divested Puppet. Oh, and let me tell y'all something. When I used to be in the women's spirit, when I was a part of the women's spirit, I used to watch BWE just a little bit. Y'all know, like I said, I think I deleted it, but I got shorts that show you that I used to be a part of the women empowerment, a part of the women empowerment, a part of the black women's spirit. But I had my own mind. I wasn't a bully. But anyways, yeah, I think I deleted that video. But maybe I should remake it so people can know, even though I got old videos that show that I used to be a part of, I'm gonna say that community because it's a community, not just a group. Um, so Women empowerment was all for empowering women. Black women, of course. I used to hear about, you know, black women who was encouraging Tyrone's, and motivating them and enabling them, and pushing them, and motivating them and uplifting them to go get their passports, to go across the border. But I didn't know that she was the one that was encouraging that. So I just learned something new.
Which one is it? That is a major contradiction in your message. How the fuck are you going to tell black women that we don't need to be exploring our dating options, or if we are exploring our dating options, we're white supremacists and we hate ourselves and so forth? But then you're going to turn around and tell black men that it's okay for them to date outside their race. And you don't have anything to say about that. All right? And black men are not the ones getting toe tagged by black women. So it is very important to realize when you're being bamboozled, women. Okay? A lot of these black female content creators in this manosphere space have been.
As I always say, nobody is entitled to nobody. Nobody is obligated to nobody. Nobody is entitled to their own race. And for these black women who are pro-black, who is still conditioned and programmed to feel like we have ownership over each other, we don't. They need to come out of that mindset of being conditioned and programmed to feel like we have ownership over each other. We don't. Nobody has ownership. Nobody is entitled and obligated to their own race. Nobody. Not even this white lady who she did this interview with. I'm not gonna say her name because I'm not trying to give her no clout. She get enough clout off of spewing hate about black women 24/7. I have been to this Black Pit Me YouTube channel, and all her content be about negative stereotypes about black women, and she's a black woman. So no, I'm not trying to give her no clout because she make enough money off of just talking about the same thing. She is black women, because we are a meal ticket. We know that we are a meal ticket to people. We are a meal ticket. We are to make fun of. We are a joke. We hilarious. We are a meal ticket. We are people meal tickets. We are people, survival. We help them make money, and we help them grow. We help them grow their channels. They can't make money without spewing out hate, talking about us. They can't make money like that. They could be in desperation and make money other ways, but they choose to make money like this. Because some people just want that validation from the racist white tea people. So they're not going to stop. Unless YouTube get rid of them. Other than that, they're going to keep doing what they doing, what they've been doing.
Cut off from the divine feminine. Because if you are going to literally sit up here and laugh and giggle and not address these femicide rates, then I'm going to look at you side-eye. We have the highest homicide rates thanks to black men. Address that. But you won't. You're not going to address that shit. Instead, you're just going to focus on black women escaping.
And thanks to Pit Me Black Women for constantly trying to tell black women to stick to black men and stick to their black man and stick with their black men. Don't be a traitor to the black community, because some of them say it just like the Tyrones love to say that when you leave your own race, that means you're a traitor. That mean that you turned your back on the black community. You walked away from the black community. You turned your back on the black men. You walked away from the black men. We sure did. We walked away from the ones who don't care about us, who don't value us or respect us or treat us right. We sure did. We walked away and don't regret walking away. And not gonna be guilt tripped for walking away.
And getting the fuck away from Blackistan, and you're trying to demonize women like that. Okay? When really the ones that need to be demonized are women such as yourselves who don't want to bring up or talk about black femicide rates, but you want to sit up there and mock and make fun of black women wanting to escape Blackistan.
Femicide rates, homicide rates, crime rates, murder charge rates. How much of the stats? How much of the statistics and percentage? How much? What's the number of black women that die every day from the hands and the arms of who? Their own race of men. How can you look past that and not acknowledge that and just try to ignore that and tune that out and block that out and live in an illusion? When you is a black woman that's pro-black and you caping and you pandering to make money, and you defending and you justifying and you enabling toxic behavior, toxic actions, toxic characters, then you are the problem. In the black community, you are the problem. That's bringing more division. The more Tyrones that don't seek therapy or get any kind of help for themselves, the more you're going to see black women exploring their options. And they not going to care, because a lot of black sisters don't care about getting bashed or degraded or bullied or manipulated or gaslighted or guilt tripped or criticized or crucified for walking away from black men. We don't care. And that would hurt some people, and that would hurt their hearts, that would hurt their feelings. They get on their platform and they cry out and they pour out their hearts, begging us to go back to them. Crime Sun Cure, all these pro-black pygmies, these women be begging us to go back to black men, begging us, getting on their knees doing this, just like they do for the Tyrones. We don't listen to them. We don't hear them. We don't claim them. We don't surround ourselves with them. We don't follow them. We not subscribe to them. YouTube just be recommending us these women, insecure, toxic, deep-rooted self-hatred, insecurities they have, and they try to project it onto us. We don't watch these women. These women watch us. We don't watch these women. We not invested of their life, of their personal lives. We're not nosy about their personal lives. We is not being messy and petty, worrying about what they got going on in their personal lives. We don't care. We not concerned. But the pro-black pygmies, they be just like the pro-black pygmy dusty Blackistan Tyrones. They have 1,000 of videos and thumbnails and voiceovers trying to guilt trip black women to try to make them feel bad, and it don't work. They have 1,000 of videos being obsessed and infatuated with being invested about what black women are doing, about what modern women are doing. Crimes Uncure. I've been to this lady channel. This lady got 1,000 videos about black modern women this, modern women that. 1,000 videos about modern women. When some went wrong about Sexy Red, she did a whole stereotypical video about Sexy Red and about how black women look up to Sexy Red, and it just, the obsession, the insecurity, the jealousy, the envy, the competition is weird to me. I don't know if this woman none. I don't know. I don't know if she Muslim. I don't know what she is, but I just know she is a weird black woman. She is a weird black woman. She remind me of somebody. She favors somebody that I know in real life. This woman really scares me. Like Crime Uncure. She scares me. Like literally, I've been to this woman channel, and majority of this woman videos, she's so obsessed with being invested and nosy, talking about black women, women nature. Like she be sounding like she mixed with the manosphere talking points and the red pill talking points. The main thing this woman is obsessed with is women nature. How women look, how women dress, how women think, how women feel, their relationships, the ones that's single, what the single black women doing. She mainly be worrying about the single black women who be having fun, living their best life. Them the ones she do a lot of content about. If you a black woman and you single, or if you a black woman and you talk about your single motherhood, you been a mother, you having kids, you been a baby mama, she's gonna do a whole video about you, and then she be going live, pandering, getting money from these dusties. This woman probably 50 or 60 years old, no shade, and she get on live covered up, looking like a Muslim, black nun, whatever the fuck she's supposed to be, and get on here and sit on here for hours, being obsessed, being jealous, being insecure, envious, talking about young black women that's young, having fun, living their best life, not worrying about no man. She try to peer pressure, and she try to gaslight, she try to manipulate and use all her tactics to try to guilt and shame women for having fun and living their best life without a man. Because in Crime Uncure, in her world, she have a deceased husband. She's a widow. She no longer have a husband. We all know that Crime Uncure, she is no longer married. She's a widow. She take out the time for her boredom. You can tell this woman living an unhappy, miserable life since her husband been gone. She take out the time to get on her platform and talk to the blacker stained, dusty Tyrones, just like Danica do. And these men send her money when she go live. She go live, with her jealousy and her envy, hang on, all black women, but black women in general. She hate on every black woman that's having fun, that's not miserable, that's not unhappy, that got their peace. It ain't no drama, it ain't no chaos, it ain't no conflict, it ain't no none of that. She try to peer pressure you to settle for less, settle for crumbs, settle for the bare minimum, 50-50, splitting bills, being a maid, being a servant, being a slave. She encouraged, she enabled stuff like that. That's just leaving an example of how delusional and stupid these women are.
Honestly, like completely absurd and delusional, and
It's absurd and delusional that you don't want to give birth to black males. It's absurd and delusional that you don't want to be the 10th baby mama. That is what you sound like. You sound dumb as shit. Okay? Clearly using a gaslighting tactic. Okay? That is called gaslighting. When you're trying to convince a person that they're crazy, you're trying to convince them that what's happening to them is not really happening. That's called gaslighting. Liberal Becky here, she's not the one with high domestic violence rates happening to her. We are. So don't sit up there and call us crazy and delusional when most of us know at least several or 8 black women who have been beaten up or toe tagged by black males. Okay? This shit actually has affected us in real life while you sitting up here calling us delusional and crazy. All right? And on top of that, if you look at how black males are treating women of other races, they're pretty much doing the same thing to them too. Impregnating them, dumping them, beating them up, toe tagging them. Okay? So, no, we're not delusional at all. You're delusional though.
super effed up. Super effed up. And it's like, it makes me a bit angry. Like, I could actually get into it with this lady.
You probably would.
Like this is like the type of thing that would get me into a fist fight, and I'm not really like that.
Whatever, you clearly like that, okay? I don't have time to fist fight you over me choosing not to birth black males. All right? You gonna threaten physical harm and violence towards a black woman who...
Once again, y'all, the only ones who was really happy about Cynthia G being gone is the Blackerstein Dusty Tyrones. Did y'all see how much they been celebrating? Every time people bring up how long Cynthia G been gone, they celebrate. Yay, we happy. Yay, we got rid of her. Yay, she's gone. Cynthia G made me put my thinking cap on a lot of times. When I was dating black men, Cynthia G made me think. She gave me a lot to think about. I was deeply rooted in it, and I was blinded by it. But when I started watching, Cynthia G is the very first channel I started watching before I started watching any other black women. I started watching Cynthia G expose how dusties are. I saw the thumbnail and it said dusties. She explained the signs, the red flags. She gave the experiences. She gave the differences. She also have admitted that a lot of black women are not going to get lucky and meet those black men who actually value you. So what you have to do, you have to explore your options. But Tyrone's wanted to sweep that up under the rug and just act like she hated black men. And like I said, how can she hate black men when she was literally creeping around and sneaking around with one? Which is not our business, but it had went viral. And people tried to shame Cynthia G because they said, oh, you were supposed to be a divester. You were supposed to be this and supposed to be that. And you creeping around with a Tyrone. So how can she hate black men when she was literally sneaking around with one? And I don't know if he still got a YouTube channel or not. But she was literally creeping around with this man, which, in my opinion, she really didn't have to because she's a grown woman. But because Cynthia G have been doxxed, and she won't be the first black woman because she have been doxxed, she trusted to put personal things on out there sometimes, and she got doxxed. She got blackmailed. She got exploited. Stuff got leaked. And this is why a lot of black women do not feel comfortable with bringing stuff to the internet, because people will eat off of your pain. They will laugh at your pain, make fun of your pain, because they not in your shoes. But then when they get in your shoes, they want you to empathize with them and sympathize with them. Cynthia G was the most hated. And the Tyrones had 1,000 videos about her going in on her makeup and how she wear her hair. And all that came out their mouth was stereotypes. Tyrones can't stop showing they self-hatred, not even for 1 minute. You ask them, they can't say nothing without saying anything negative or hateful. When Cynthia G came out with that video and told black women, stop birthing black babies, she's racist. She's racist. She's racist. She hate black men. She hate black men. She was clearly dating one. She was clearly dating a black man. And she's black herself. Like, I don't understand so many people that took it as an attack and went in defense and got in their feelings, venting, crying. I had saw so many controversy. Dusty Tyrone's doing a reaction video to Cynthia G. One of them called Cynthia G a weave wearing something. And then one of them said she was average at best, like. But you know what? They try to be delusional and live in this illusion as if they respect their own women, but they don't. If they respected their own women would have all these pet names, German Shepherd, all the rest of this stuff. But then when we do it, we the bad guys when we do it back, right? It's the BS for me.
Don't want black men. And you think that you're the one that sounds sane.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, fair.
Like, you straight tripping, period. Like, to be talking like that about anyone, let alone people in your own community. Like, you have
to... Oh, shut the fuck up. Black men talk about hair, nails, weave, hair, nails, wigs, weave, and all this other bullshit. They degrade us from head to fucking toe. Fuck them. By simply stating statistics, that's talking about them, bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay? I'm trying to be nice, but it's really fucking infuriating, okay? Black men have degraded the very image of black women, and us simply reading statistics about them is considered wrong. Fuck out of here.
A ton of work to do, a ton. Like, you need to get off the platform.
And let's not forget about pit bulls. You got German Shepherds, pit bulls, hooligans. Y'all know racist white men call black women that. Cause when I used to get into it with let me share something with y'all. Cause I told y'all I have had YouTube beef with like 2 or 3 or 4 people. And well, really it made 5, but it don't count because this person don't have a YouTube channel. And I had five beefs, and I had online beef. The 5th person was who I talked to y'all about And I told y'all, me and this person got into it. It was this Dusty that did a whole video of him. No, it really makes 6. I lied, y'all. 6. This been so long ago, I don't even try to think about it, but it was 6. So I done had YouTube beef with people 4 times. Okay, when it come to TikTok, on my first TikTok, because that's my second TikTok, on my first TikTok, it was 2 Dusties that did a video about me. I started to give them what they wanted, but then some came to me and said, you know what? You done changed a lot and you done grown so much, you done matured so much and became into the woman that you want to be. Protect your peace and let other people eat them up. So that's what I did. Those 2 Dusties that did a video about me on TikTok, on my first TikTok, I let people eat them up. Who the people are? Black women. Why? Because I know that you got black women out there that take up for other black women. And I'm not talking about the black women they not going to take up for you. The black women that are pro-black, they not going to take up for you. They not going to defend you. They not going to justify for you or protect you at all costs. But black women who believe in sticking up for black women, them the ones that's going to take up for you. They not finna let nobody attack you or gang up on you. So I said, you know what? I'm not even going to do it this time. I'm going to let the black women eat them up. And that's what happened. Yo, Tommy Sotomayor, and a lot of y'all know who Tommy Sotomayor is. I used to do videos about Tommy Sotomayor. The majority of Tommy Sotomayor audience are racist white men who hate black women. So when I used to have beef with something that Tommy said, if it was something that I felt like I didn't like, his little white men would come to my YouTube channel and call me all different types of hooligans and weave wearing. They talk like that. And then the difference is when it comes to the Uncle Ruckus type black men who think like them, they will say the same thing but in a different way. They will call you a hooligan and stuff like that, and then they'll go to call you a baboon and other stuff like elephants. I can't count how many times I done got into it with ignorant racist white supremacist type people. When Tommy Sotomayor did a video about me, like I have told y'all, I got more than one YouTube channel. I am finna start screen recording things off of my other channels to put on this channel. Y'all just be patient. It's coming. Tommy Sotomayor, he did a reaction video. My video was too real and too authentic, to the point where Tommy Sotomayor, when this man did a reaction video to me, he couldn't take it. This man deleted the whole video he did reacting to me, of me telling him off about what he said about black women, and I told him he's disrespectful and he hate black women, and how can you speak down on black women and talk down on black women when you still effing them? If you hate black women so much and you can't stand black women so much, you got a black daughter. If you hate black women so much, stop sleeping with us. Stop effing us. Stop getting us pregnant. Stop impregnating us. Stop making babies with us. This man deleted his whole video. He deleted the whole video of reacting to me. I couldn't find that video nowhere. This man deleted that video. So that's how y'all know I don't play. This man couldn't take me. He couldn't take me. Now anybody else, this man would challenge any black woman. He would not challenge me. That's why I be telling black women all the time, don't listen to people when they try to tell you that as a black woman you don't got effect on people or you don't got maybe just a little privilege, because you do. When it comes to certain people, when it comes to certain situations, you do. Everybody can't take you. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I told y'all, listen, Kevin Samuels, this man, he couldn't even. Now, let me be honest with y'all. When I was talking to Kevin Samuels, I was being cordial and respectful. And the reason why I kept it cordial and respectful is because he kept it cordial and respectful with me. I'm the type of person, if somebody not disrespecting me, I'm not finna disrespect you. It was on a level of being cordial. Basically, he was talking to me about examples and stuff like that, and he used my son as an example. He wasn't disrespectful. He didn't call my son a pookie or none of that stuff. Did I let Kevin Samuels manipulate me when he said what he said on Jessica X panel? The more I think about it, I let Kevin Samuels, I let him manipulate me, and I let him gaslight me just a little bit. But not too much. Not all the way. Okay, I stood my ground and I told him what I didn't like. And I told him what I had a problem with. We addressed the problem. We addressed the elephant in the room. I told him that I felt like what he said was disrespectful, derogatory towards Black women. Now, if Jessica X's YouTube channel was still up, if her channel was still up, y'all could go watch that herself. Y'all could go watch that y'allself. And y'all will see I'm not lying, that I was on this woman panel, and Kevin Samuels, he was on that panel also. And it was one of the videos he did about Black women that I did a video about. And I think the very first video out of all of them that I reacted to and talked about, it was I think it was him calling Black women average or something like that, average at best. And that's when I had started gaining so many views, because self-hate dusties, they I call them insecure rejects. I don't call them that no more. I haven't called them that in a long time, but I just started calling them that. But I came up with that name. I started calling them insecure rejects. But anyways, you know, when they speak from a place of hurt. It come from a place of hurt. They pass what they still be holding on to. But anyways, you know, they be only speaking for their own self. They can't speak for all Black men. So that's why it's best to not listen to them.
And go to therapy.
For sure.
You need to get the fuck off this platform and go to therapy. Going to therapy is not going to stop Black men from toe tagging Black women every 4.6 hours. Going to therapy is not going to stop Black men from impregnating and dumping every woman on the fucking earth. Okay? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She needs to go get some therapy and she needs to do this. No, she needs to continue to do what the fuck she's doing, which is teaching Black women to get the fuck out of Blackistan. Okay? She's doing God's work right there.
Like, no question. Like, whatever damage you have done, like, the answer is not to kill off Black men. Are you kidding me? Like, that makes me so angry.
No, of course.
So you saying the answer is not to kill off Black men, but Black men are literally toe tagging themselves at such high rates that they have the highest homicide rates.
And again, you know, I think, okay, if that's the energy you're going with, how would a high value wife?
Good luck. You're gonna be single your whole life.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Becky. Divestors do not have problems finding white men and non-black men.
I hate to be like that, but again, back to adding value. This isn't adding value.
And you don't bring no value to no white man either, which is why they deem your liberal asses undesirable. And you're not adding value to anything because you sat on this motherfucking podcast and not once have you brought up any statistics regarding black women femicide rates. Not once have you brought up any statistics comparing your domestic violence rate as a white woman compared to a black woman's domestic violence rate, which is 4 times higher. So no, you haven't added anything to this fucking conversation.
If you think that it's okay to extinguish people, what makes anyone believe that they wouldn't be next in line?
Exactly.
How you going to sit up here comparing Cynthia G to Hitler? Hitler murdered millions of people, okay? I don't even think a woman can have a million abortions in several lifetimes, let alone one. So give me a break. This just shows you how extreme y'all thinking is. Because you think a black woman practicing standards and boundaries when it comes to her womb, oh, she must be a Hitler. She must be a white supremacist, okay? That is how extreme your thinking is.
And so she's talking about that with black men. She's probably talking about that about other people too.
No, we're looking at the ones who are causing us the most damage, all right? And deciding you no longer...
Let's not forget the most trauma, not just damage, the most trauma, the most stress, the most dysfunction, the most unhealed.
have access to my womb and I am not going to birth you, okay? And I find it really interesting that none of these women want to talk about the fact that, according to statistics, black men date outside their race more.
This is Janine 2.0. Her sister is on TikTok. Janine's sister. Janine 2.0. They need to link up, sit down and drink some tea together and talk about how black women want to keep on talking to these white saviors.
Than any other race of men on the planet. Black men have so many biracial children. They literally have billions of biracial children walking on this earth. And y'all want to sit up there and put the responsibility for black women to be birthing black males? What sense is...
And y'all, I'm talking about Horseface. Horseface is Chavez, however you say her name. That's her twin on TikTok. Horseface and Chavez, they are sisters. They need to link up, drink some tea, and continue to vent and cry and be hurt and be heartbroken about black women divesting and swirling. They need to sit down at a table and have some tea and be like, oh my God, I can't stand those black women that's talking to those white men. It just made me sick on my stomach. Oh my God, they are leaving. They're leaving our black men. There's nothing we can do to change it. There's nothing we can do to convince them. We've tried to gaslight. We tried to gaslit. We've tried to manipulate. We've tried to bash. We've tried to degrade. We've tried to guilt trip them and to make them feel bad. But nothing works.
That make. It is not my fucking responsibility to birth black males, okay? When black males don't even want to be birthed. They're trying to find Beckys that look like you to erase their blackness, but you got the nerve to be up here in black women's businesses telling us that we shouldn't be exploring our dating options and we shouldn't be practicing selective breeding. When we're the...
Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people's business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Black people business. Black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Black people business. Black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Black people business. Black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Stay the fuck out of black people business. Black people business. Black people business.
Ones who are single mothers, we're the ones struggling with groups of men that don't want to build, don't want to produce, don't want to provide, and don't want to protect.
Operating under a
Y'all heard that? Don't want to build. Y'all remember Bob the Builder cartoon? That's what we want, but we don't get that. We don't get no black Bob the Builders. What is it? If it is a 1% out there, then it's a lot of us black women that haven't experienced that 1% yet. That 1%. That's a small amount. That's a small 1%, don't you think?
completely different mode. Like, the fact that you would just say that and throw that like blatantly around means that you're capable of much worse.
It's quite obvious to me that this liberal white Becky wishes the worst for black women with white men. She hopes and prays that we're doing worse, but our statistics show that we're actually doing better, okay? Me and my husband live a quite peaceful and relaxing life together. We love each other. We view each other as soulmates, okay? I couldn't picture my life without him and vice versa. All right? We are not together for no nefarious reasons. And I can assure you, we have better things planned this summer than to be committing mass genocide. You know what I'm saying? Okay? I'm going to my husband's family reunion this summer. His family owns hundreds and thousands of acres, and they have a really nice log cabin out there. So we're going to be out there swimming and eating and, just having a good time, spending time with family, getting caught up. So I look forward to that. We also bought some tickets to a ball game, and we also have tickets to a concert. So we have a life outside of the internet. Do not allow this white liberal woman to bamboozle you, because a lot of these white women come from selective breeding themselves. They're very picky and they're very choosy as how they carry on their genes and get that last name, okay? So if white women can have this sort of standards, then why can't black women have these standards when it comes to the type of men and it comes to the type of children they choose to birth?
Get out. There's no room for you. I mean, not metaphorically, but you know what I mean? Like,
I see.
not literally, but it's like, why are you...
Notice how this liberal Becky wants to throw shade at black women wanting to date interracially by telling them that there's no space for them over here. Okay, first of all, we don't need validation from you, and we don't need permission from you to date your white men, okay? We're already dating white men. We're already married to white men, so you're too late, all right? And I've been interracially dating white men and non-black men for the better part of my entire life. And I've never had any issues integrating into white culture. So miss me with the bullshit. You're not going to dictate where we go. You're not in control of whether black women should be allowed in your spaces. You know who's in control? Your white men. And your white men have deemed us worthy to be in their spaces. That is why they're asking for our hand in marriage, and why you triggered, jealous, and upset. Because the very thought of a black woman snatching your white man away makes you fucking tremble with fear. That is why you sitting up in here trying to discourage black women from pursuing white men and non-black men. It's because you're pressed and you're jealous.
You doing this?
We've told you why the fuck we're doing this. Do not sit up here and act like you are hard of hearing, okay? That is why I refer to these bitches as slow. Because they know damn well that what we're saying can easily be backed up with statistics and facts. They know damn well that our men are trash, but then they want to sit up there and motherfucking ignore statistics because it don't sound right, because it don't sound good. Well, if it doesn't sound right and it doesn't sound good, then do something about it. Okay? And you want to talk about that we're dangerous? No. You know who's dangerous? White women like you. Okay? Because you complain about white supremacy, yet you benefited from white supremacy. You've benefited from having groups of men who have built whole fucking infrastructures for your ass so you can sit online talking about how white men ain't shit and white men are racist and white supremacists, okay? You're the dangerous one. She's the type of liberal white woman who's gonna vote Democrat right down the board, have motherfucking the police defunded all throughout the hood, and then when the shit hits the fan, be going crying to the white man to fix it, okay? That's the type of white woman she is. So no, you're the one that's dangerous.
Yeah, I agree, Crispy. Like, garbage, complete garbage. That's just like my general response.
No, you're just like, garbage, just completely garbage. Yeah, you don't have no valid argument, okay? You ain't came with no stats, no statistics at all to dispute what Cynthia G has to say. That is why they will recruit these white women and these liberal white men who are black male identified to speak out against divestors. But notice how they don't speak up against these facts.
I mean, it's like, you want to bring that lady to church and help her meet Jesus.
Bitch, you're the one that needs to go to church. You sitting up in here threatening to harm black women.
Church.
Talking about we're crazy and delusional because we don't want to birth black males who are going to just be raised up to fucking toe tag us. Like,
She's
get the
a
fuck out of
bitch.
here. Like, you're demonic.
At that point,
Because that's the only thing. That's the only thing that's gonna break that cycle. Like,
nothing is going to break the cycle.
Nothing.
We don't want them. What part of that don't you understand? We don't want black males and we don't want to birth them. The end. Okay? Black males had over 500 fucking years to get it right. They refused to get it right. It's over. We cut you off from our wombs. We cut you off from our bodies. We're cutting you off from our minds. We're cutting you off from our souls. Now go get your fucking passport and get the fuck out of our faces. That is what most black women are at right now, and we're not turning back.
That mother
that level
part.
of self-delusion and self-deception
That part.
can only be broken by one thing. And
part.
so I won't get on my preacher box, but
that part.
yeah, that's straight from the pit of hell.
I've talked about that. I called it what was it? Demonology. And it's
You
like
came straight from the pits of hell.
Straight up into it's like now you're past a point of this isn't just like hurt feelings. This is like you are legitimately like you're
on the agenda of the enemy.
On the enemy, sure. Like dealing with doctrines of demons like on a deep level, and there is a spiritual cleansing that needs to be done that no man, I don't care. He could be the whitest Nordic looking thing out there. That man can't save you.
Do you ever notice how every time a black woman is with a white man and she is traditional, feminine, and submissive towards her man, she's being accused of needing a white savior? Okay? Meanwhile, Becky, Ling Ling, and Esmeralda, they require their...
What did I just say? What did I just say? That narrative is so old and worn out. Like, pick a struggle. Please pick a struggle.
Men to save them. They require their men to produce, provide, and protect them. But when it comes to black women, we get told that we asking for too much, or we don't deserve protection, we don't deserve provisions, and all this shit like that. And then the ones that got a problem with interracial relationships, they'll turn around and go, you need a white savior. You need a white man to save you, and all this other bullshit. No, I need a traditional man in my life, and that is what I got. And I know that makes you jealous and mad, and that's why you sitting up in here throwing shade. because you hate the very sight of a black woman resting in her femininity being taken care of by a masculine man. Y'all will be the first ones sitting up in here complaining about black women being too masculine. Black women are not traditional. Black women are not feminine. But the moment a black woman is resting in her femininity and she is submissive to her man, oh, she needs a savior. Black women are fiercely independent and have proven themselves to be able to survive quite well without the help or assistance from their men. So don't sit up here thinking that you're going to convince anybody that black women are just out here, like damsels in distress that need to be rescued by some white men or something like that. Like, no. Like, that is laughable at best.
They be trying it. They be trying it.
2, the only ones who need white saviors are you. That is why a lot of you will try to recruit these liberal white people to speak up against divestors to fight your battles for you. Okay? So you're the one who needs white saviors because you're over here losing while we're over here thriving.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's the type of stuff from like the pit.
Yeah, no, legit.
Yeah.
Telling black men, oh, get your passports and leave. Y'all can get options. Y'all can have options, but black women cannot have no options. And you don't think that sounds demonic and ass backwards and fucking hypocritical and motherfucking contradictory?
Not just that. I feel like that's favoritism. Somebody tell her she very favoritism. Hypocritical. Hypocrite. Like, there's no way around it. She need help. She need help.
Okay? You don't get to sit up there on your channel talking about black men should have dating options, but black women should not.
Is that what everyone thinks? I mean, are these women dating white men?
We're dating white men. We're marrying white men. Get over it. Yes.
What do you think? Well, and this is why I'm asking.
Not only that, we can, if we want to, we can fuck them if we want to. We can fuck them if we want to. We can F them if we want to. We can F them if we choose to. We can make babies with them. Biracial babies. All babies are beautiful. All babies. But we can have biracial babies too. Don't forget that part.
I'm like, okay, so is this if a woman is coming with that energy, because again, these are the women who are saying, now they're a little bit more obviously more radical about it, but their solution for these women to escape these boogeymen is to go date out. Find a white man, find a non-black man out there that is to date out, and then in the process to abort any baby that would, And I'm like, okay, is that attractive? Would a high-value white man go for that deal?
First of all, divestors and women who are in BWE are not approaching white men talking about divestment. How many fucking times do I have to explain this to y'all? Okay? This right here shows me that y'all don't fucking hang out with no divestors. You really don't know any divestors. Divestors are not sitting here on dates with white men talking about divestment. Okay? We don't do that. So I find that quite interesting that you like to sit up here and make it look like as if divestors and women that are in BWE, like we're approaching white men that we're interested in, and we're talking about euthanasia and Hitler and all this shit like that. That is a very cartoony description of what the fuck you think divestors are like. We're not doing that. When I'm on a date with a white man, I'm not talking about white supremacy. I'm talking about my hobbies, interests, and activities, okay?
So that's,
I guess it depends. Like, we could get super political, but I won't. Like, it depends. If that person shares your agenda, it might be attractive.
If he shares your agenda, but then what are you attracting at that point?
I mean, you're attracting someone who's not interested in you because that's their agenda.
White supremacists are not dating or marrying black women. So your argument is invalid. You don't need white validation. We don't give two shits about what you think about us with white men. Really is giving jealousy, is giving bitterness, is giving you haven't accomplished shit. So you want to target divestors because you see us over here having boyfriends and getting married, okay? I see right through the bullshit.